Let's tighten up, good people. It's your boy, the One Piece Sharp, back here again with my guy, again, recurring guest at this point. Dom, how you been?
It's an honor, man. Still, always an honor. Appreciate you for having me.
Man, appreciate you coming on. But before we get started, first up, man, remember to follow me at LB Tighten Up on Twitter and at my own personal Twitter, as y'all see on the screen at the _P Sharp. Subscribe and watch live on Facebook and YouTube. On Facebook at Let's Be Real Media, and Twitter on YouTube at Let's Tighten Up Pod. Listen to audio version. It'll be out right after the episode on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, you name it. And also follow the Let's Be Real Media, whole media company over here on Twitter at LB Real Media, Facebook at Let's Be Real Media, and listen to the other podcasts on the network. Let's Be Real Sports Podcast that goes on every week. I Don't Know Sports Podcast, Pittsburgh County for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, Schooling with Sheedy, and Let's Talk About It. But one more thing, got another guest that just popped in, Coach.
Yo.
Returning guest.
Man, what's good, guys? Man, how y'all doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing good. Can't complain.
Man, wouldn't do no good.
Yep, had to get you and Dom on the show together. We talked about that last time.
Oh yeah.
Go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, we in for a treat tonight, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. My guy Tell, shout out to y'all tighten up, give me people.
Right.
So y'all didn't check my tour today. I had a show somewhere in this episode. You had a bandwagon form. So anybody, all Titans fans, y'all got fans of the teams, make sure they are switching over to become a bandwagon Titans fan and fill out their form and return it before 11:59 on Sunday, 11:59 a.m. Sunday, right before the game, first game of the season. And one person did, a Colts fan actually, filled it out.
Smart man.
Hey, extremely smart man.
All right. So first up, man, first topic. Jurrell Casey, former Titan great Jurrell Casey, second all time on the sacks list in Titans history behind Javon Curse, retired last week. So I just wanted to get y'all what was some of y'all favorite moments of Jurrell Casey's career with the Titans.
I think he's had a lot of moments with Titans, man. I think kind of one of the defining moments was one of his maybe final plays in Titans blue, and that was the sack that he had against Lamar Jackson in the playoffs that caused the fumble 2 seasons ago. You know, that was a big turning point in that game. They kind of sealed it for us. You know, that's one that always kind of stick out in my mind.
I was watching his press conference and I thought long and hard about this, man. I can't pick out one. Like that dude, he has so many highlights. You talk about, players like to say splash plays. This man was a river when it came to plays. Like he was out here just always making moves for the defense. And, he was one of those defenders who was undersized, got off the line quick. He was nastier than most of the guys in the trenches. And he wasn't a run stopper. He wasn't a pass rusher. This dude was like the all over. He was who we thought Albert Haynesworth was supposed to be.
Definitely.
Like, I really just enjoyed his game 100%. So, I'm just gonna miss him. Like I was one of those guys who would have been like, okay, you might as well just re-sign him again. Like just re-sign him back for whatever reason. It don't matter. Just sign a guy.
I was definitely in that camp. Like, hey, you know what? Bring him back on that 1-year deal so he can retire a Titan. You know what I mean? So he can go out with us and But the thing about it, you knew when we traded him, you knew that was probably it for his career. It was on the down slope.
Yeah.
Yep. And it worked out because, and I remember I had this conversation with my brother. I want to say it was Jeffrey Simmons' first game back, which probably was against the Chargers, and they had that good fourth down stop, fourth down goal line stop. And I remember looking at my brother because we was at the game. I was like, bro, that's probably like Jurrell Casey's position. Like he's not always going to be DN. He is in the 3-4, but when we're in that nickel package or fourth down or whatever, he's going to be right there in the trenches.
Yeah, he's going to be over a guard. He's definitely going to be over a guard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I was like, bro, I don't see him on the same line as Jurrell no more. Like,
it was going to be an awkward fit next to each other. Like those two, and at the time, you know, we still were kind of looking at Daquan Jones be back. Yes. So it definitely was going to be an awkward fit. You got Jeffrey Simmons, Daquan Jones, Jurrell Casey. You know, that somebody was going to have to go.
Yeah. Right. And with his contract, I think he was getting paid 11 or 13 mil. They say save money. At the time, of course, we were frustrated because it was only for a 7th round pick, but he got hurt, then retired next year. So
he got his money.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
Right. So it ended up working out. Same thing with here with me. It's kind of hard just being point and play. The first thing that comes to mind is the Ravens sack. I think it was up 21-6. And the strip sack essentially sealed the game. The Ravens still could have possibly came back. I definitely would have, but the strip sack sealed it.
I think for that particular play, because all Titans fans, as they were watching that game, when you saw 21-6, you knew that lead wasn't safe. And we were all just sitting there holding our breaths. Like, and he got the strip sack, and it was like, okay, we actually might do this.
This is possible.
Yeah, we actually might do this.
Oh, man. So, yeah. Also, like you said, we could have re-signed him for another 1 year. He could have, he fell, one sack short of a tie for the record. Like, he could have brought him back and got 2 sacks and went ahead and retired after that.
Yeah.
He would at least got it. I know that much.
Yeah.
Right. So, like I said, I was forgiving him and J. Ross spoke. I was glad that he had to come back. At the press conference, everything was made right in the end. So, farewell, Jurrell Casey. Have a good afterlife. After football life, pretty sure he's going to do successful things.
Definitely, man. You know, he's real active in that community and everything. So I'm just excited to see, you know, what kind of ventures he gets into, like you said, post football now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's move on to the debatable topic. It's on Twitter this week from Mr. AJ Brown. Ole Miss wide receiver list. Felt like this was very important to talk about. So I am a Tennessee fan. Coach, you are LSU fan. So we are SEC country. I'm not going to speak about this weekend. Let's just slide.
Too soon.
Also, me and Dom are Memphis fans as well, and Ole Miss's rivals. So, AJ Brown said, "Who are the best receivers to ever play at Ole Miss?" Here's his top 5. He was number 1. Elijah Moore was number 2. Laquan Treadwell was number 3. Dante Moncrief was number 4. DK Metcalf was number 5. Then he said you can possibly put Shay Hodge at 5. Now, if you are a SEC, aficionado, been watching for years, we all know who Shay Hodge is. I know he ain't panning out in the league, but at Ole Miss, he was that guy.
Yeah, I actually know Shay. So,
for real. Nice. Yeah. And he did respond to AJ Brown about this. It wasn't no heated debate. It was actually a pretty fun debate. Shay Hodge even admitted he even said he agreed that it should be AJ, Elijah Moore, and Dante Moncrief at number 3, and he put himself at 4. Then he had, I think, for a tie for 5th, he had Chris Collins, Laquan Treadwell, and who am I missing? Somebody else I'm thinking about, I can't think of right now. But here's the Ole Miss wide receivers all-time list. So for those who don't know, DK Metcalf, if you think of strictly Ole Miss, DK Metcalf did have some injuries, right? So
he missed the entire season.
Right. So he is nowhere to be found on this list. And when I'm thinking top 5 Ole Miss, not what they do in the NFL. When I'm thinking strictly Ole Miss, DK should not have been on his list. Now his other 4, I can understand. To me, Shay Hodge, I would have had Shay Hodge a little higher. But really, just look at the list. Mike Wallace came to my mind first as well. But like I said, we go on top 5. Dante can't argue Dante Moncrief. Can't argue really Laquan Treadwell.
I'm gonna give you one more that probably should have been mentioned. I don't necessarily know if he would be top 5, but he's definitely got to be in the conversation. That's Mike Espy.
Oh yeah, I think he was number 13 or so. I stopped there at Mike Wallace, but yeah, I think he was like he wasn't that far below Mike Wallace on this list. Yep,
Mike Espy. Like when Eli was there, Mike Espy was the dude at receiver. Unquestioned. So,
and another name jumped out to me, Chris Collins. So I did watch back then, but I don't remember much. I was like 7, 8 years old, so I don't vividly remember Chris Collins. But he was third on his receiving list, and I saw a lot of Ole Miss fans on Twitter mentioning him, responding to AJ Brown's list as well. So, what is y'all? I guess debate Ole Miss list. What would be hypothetically your top 5?
This is actually hard for me.
I'm gonna let Coach go first because I got a wild card. Coach, you gotta go first.
Yeah,
Evan Ingram was the tight end, so I'm not including him.
I'm not including him. This was actually pretty doggone hard for me once I actually sat and thought about all the, great Ole Miss receivers. I probably would leave AJ as one, and that's a non-Titans biased opinion. Like I think AJ literally, especially that year that DK was out with the neck injury, AJ literally toted that offense. He was it. It was him and nobody else. I mean, and Elijah was young at that time.
Yep.
So I probably would have AJ. I probably would come with Chris Collins, then Elijah. I probably would have Elijah and Shea right there in that 2 and 3 region. Shea, you got to think about it. Shea held all type of records at Ole Miss, until AJ Brown showed up, and you're talking about in a time when Ole Miss was lined up in the I formation.
Yep, exactly. That's what he mentioned on Twitter as well.
So come on, for Shea to put up the amount of numbers that he did with a team that wasn't necessarily known for throwing it. I think Shea. Really, I probably would put Shea. Now that I think, I probably would put Shea number 2 right behind AJ for his time at Ole Miss. So I'll probably go AJ, Shea, Chris Collins, Elijah Moore. And you can literally flip a coin or pick whoever, reach your hand down in the bag and pick one at 5. They all were great after that,
Agreed. Duh.
All right, so I'm gonna go AJ first. I didn't really get a chance to watch Elijah Moore as much, so I'm gonna stick to the guys that I did. And man, watching Laquan Treadwell light it up, even against my boys in Memphis, you couldn't help. Like, if you love the game, you can't help it sometimes. Be like, man, that boy cold. So I gotta go Laquan second because when he was in college, he's pretty unstoppable. I thought he should have got drafted way higher than where he was.
Well, he had the leg injury. Yeah. Yep. It was a gruesome injury too. That kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yep. But that boy was something special. Then I'm gonna go Shea Hodge just out of respect because I didn't really know much about him, but man, he was putting up numbers too. And then surprisingly enough, I feel like I didn't even realize Dante Moncrief was like an Ole Miss wide receiver.
Me too.
Until just now.
He was there with Bo Wallace. He was all there.
Yeah, that was out of head, though.
Where that boy come from? But
it was Dante Moncrief or nobody.
Right. And so I'm actually going to throw in a non-wide receiver because I got to be unconventional. But apparently Ole Miss was that team from 06 to 09 because there's a guy on that team You better say it. Like
Dexter McCluster. I knew where you were going with that one.
He's actually like 15th on this list as well.
his numbers that he put up as a running back who still got receiving yards, like some of these guys that are playing now, like Christian McCaffrey, they ought to thank guys like Dexter McCluster because he was starting exactly what they're doing now. Like that was going against a great, good small guy coming out of the backfield, catching and lighting boys up for 20, 30 yards or whatever. So, yeah, my number 5 got to be Dexter McCluster.
Yeah, I'm with you. But you know what? Dexter McCluster, I can remember, he was more like
Running back.
That's that time.
Receiver.
That's that time in period where you had guys like Percy Harvin, that were dominating the game, man. So everybody was going out and looking for that Percy Harvin type player, and that's what Dexter McCluster was. Dexter McCluster had no position. His position was OW. His offensive weapon. That's what he classified himself as.
Right, in high school, he was just an athlete. Five-star athlete.
You just find a way to get him the ball.
Right.
I don't know how you do it. Just get it to him.
Right.
Oh, wow, man. So, actually, Dexter McCluster was, 18th on this all-time receiver list, and Mike Espy was 14th.
Yeah. Like I said, like all those guys, man, they're still in this area, like Mike and Shay. Like they're still in this area. They're doing, they're training guys, a lot of the young high school athletes. They're doing their thing, man. Like I said, I talked to, not talked to him. We exchanged a conversation. This was a couple months ago, man, with Shay Hodge, man. But he's been in the Jackson area for a few years now.
Oh, nice. So my list, like I said, this was a hard list. But I went with AJ Brown 1 because he not only broke Shay Hodge's record, but he pretty much broke it to the point it's gonna be hard to break his record.
Right.
At this point. Almost 3,000 yards for his career. Shay Hodge is second on my list because I remember Shay Hodge and Mike Wallace at Ole Miss. And the boys are cold.
They went down into the swamp and beat Florida.
Yes.
A Tim Tebow led.
With McCluster, with Dexter McCluster as well.
They had some weapons, man.
Hey, and that's when Tim Tebow gave us the single greatest speech I've ever heard in college football.
Yep. And won that championship after that speech.
I remember it.
And third on my list, like kind of like Dom, I'm gonna go back to players I remember seeing. Chris Collins, I want to give respect to him, but I did not remember seeing him. And even Dante Moncrief, like I remember him on Ole Miss, but for some reason I don't remember like watching him play.
Dante, I'm telling you, Dante was a bad boy.
I know, I know it, but I was like, I can't just think of like when I think of Ole Miss, I can't remember. And that was recently, so that's crazy. I can't even just like think about that. At least with Chris Collins, I can say I was 7, 8 years old. I probably just don't remember. I remember Eli Manning. I remember them being real good, but I don't remember him. So I'm gonna go Laquan Treadwell. I mean, he was actually one of my favorite players. I don't necessarily just hate Ole Miss, but I'm not an Ole Miss fan. So for me to like someone that like that's my favorite college football player at the time he was there, that says a lot. I'll go with fourth. I would go with I would go and add Dante Moncrief. Like I said, I don't remember him that much, but numbers don't lie.
Right.
Yeah, I know he didn't work out in the league. I know he's with the Colts for a while. Did well sometime against us. But I add Dante Moncrief as fourth, and I'll go and put Elijah Molden at fifth, and kind of have Mike Wallace and Chris Collins on just right there tweeting on the outside. I really want to put Mike Wallace top 5 because I remember him just as much as I remember Shay Hodge, but he does fall just short.
I didn't realize that Elijah Moore had been so as productive as he was at Ole Miss. I kind of remember him just flying under the radar until the Egg Bowl 2 years ago when he has that major brain fart.
That's what I remember.
And then the next year, I'm like, is this the same kid? Like my goodness, I didn't know he was like. I honestly, he just kind of like I said, just flew under the radar. And I went back and watched some old Ole Miss, film with when AJ and DK were there, and then I look and see number 8 on the field. I was like, wait, he was there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Let's see what AJ was talking about him on the Raro, I think,
Yep.
and how he's like his favorite player coming out of the draft this year.
Yeah.
And truth be told, mine too. The only thing I had, just not first round. Like if I would have loved to have him in the second round, he would have been the one wide receiver out of all the wide receivers that I felt like we should have drafted. And I hope he kill it. I mean, I really do because
except against us. We played on this season.
Well, it's about their quarterback. I ain't gonna get into it, but it's all about their quarterback. That's gonna be the main problem right there.
It's going to be a lot of rookie quarterbacks taking some beatings this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be some guys taking some beatings.
Yeah, we play what 5 or 6?
Yeah,
5? Yeah,
we play all of them.
You play all of them. Second year quarterbacks.
A little smorgasbord. Like I know for a fact, Mike Vrabel as well as Jim Schwartz love playing against rookie quarterbacks.
Hey man, they did a number. And I don't think he was a rookie at the time, but when Lamar Jackson had to see us that first time in the playoffs, you could tell
It was second year.
He had no clue what was going on defensively. They gave him so many looks, and I mean, he was out there just searching.
Yeah, they dropped Daquan in like hook zone cover.
Yeah,
for no reason. But I mean, hey, it worked because he definitely was like.
Man, his safety blanket was throw it to Mark Andrews. That was
that's it.
Yeah, he was dropping passes today.
Yeah.
So hopefully this year, though, last year we played Joe Burrow and they had backup linemen from one of the worst linemen. He didn't get touched. So hoping we expect better this year.
that was that Titan. You get one every year. That one Titans game where you look back and like, what?
Yes,
that was that one.
Every year we gotta stop that this year. This gotta be
every year we get one game where you're just like what?
I feel like if we win at home and win against the spread, probably a 12-game winning team, maybe even 13.
I could see that. I could see that.
And we got some teams on our schedule who, like, I ain't gonna lie, we should definitely roll them over. First of all, division 6 games right there. If we lose in this division, I might just throw all my furniture out. Like,
you might as well
get
ready to do that.
Oh, don't even say it. Don't even.
One of the Coast games.
Definitely one of the Coast games. We find a way. We always, and it's always when they come to Nashville.
Yep, I would say
yes.
I don't know what is it about the Colts in Nashville that there's some voodoo or what, but it's always when they come to Nashville.
Andrew Luck.
Yep.
And Phillip Rivers had our number for years. Like until we beat him in Tennessee 2 years ago or a year ago, whatever.
Yeah, on the goal line.
Yeah, like Phillip Rivers always had our number. So like I feel like a large part of Colts history is that they've always just had quarterbacks who just love playing the Titans. It's like this is a vacation. They get out of the cold. They come down where it's a little bit steamier in Tennessee, and they eat the chicken, and they good. It's like, oh man, I love Nashville. Like it ain't gonna be the same. Like Jacoby Brissett didn't fare so well down here. Carson Wentz hasn't fared so well down here.
Brissett did win one time in Tennessee though.
We're not gonna talk about that.
That's Marcus Mariota.
Right, we ain't gonna talk about that game. We ain't gotta bring that up. That was all
right. Let's talk about another team. We got a game this coming Sunday, first game of the season against the Arizona Cardinals. So I know everybody like to do predictions. We're Titans fans. Of course, we're gonna probably pick the Titans to win. So I'm not gonna do predictions. I'm just gonna do what's the key. One key, right? What's one key to win? Offensively and defensively, what's one key to victory? One on each side of the ball.
On paper, I feel like we're the more talented team. Now, I think Arizona has more star power, but unquestionably, we're the more talented team. For us, defensively, one of the most important things we have to do, and this is easier said than done. You have to find a way to control DeAndre Hopkins. I notice I said control. I didn't say stop because you're not going to stop.
You're not stopping.
You're not going to stop him.
Nope.
But I think back to last year when Buffalo played Arizona. At Arizona, and that game was a low-scoring game. Then all of a sudden, it kind of turned to a shootout in the last 2 minutes. Buffalo probably did one of the best jobs I've seen in the last several seasons of controlling DeAndre. He just did not have that typical DeAndre get loose. He had, I think, 10 receptions. He had a 100-yard game, but he had to work for it. And I think that's where it basically comes down to. I think, Titans fans they're used to seeing DeAndre have those big games versus us where you're just like, my God, is there anybody on this roster that can just be in the same area code as him? If we can control him, I think that's going to get them in a lot of trouble because I don't think that they're going to be able to just run the ball, that lineup and just run it down their throat. I think Christian Kirk, I think we have guys that can match up with him, fairly well. I think, like I said, controlling DeAndre is going to be the big thing. And obviously, offensively for us, we have to find a way to contain JJ and Chandler. Chandler Jones and JJ Watt, probably a nightmare scenario for Titans, and especially when you have two linemen that are just coming off the reserve COVID list, leading up to the game. Finding a way to control them. And we have to be aware where Buda Baker and Isaiah Simmons. Yeah. Isaiah Simmons. We have to be aware where they are at all time because those are two ball hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think if we can control that D-line and at the same time find a way to contain DeAndre Hopkins, we'll find ourselves in good shape.
And then the irony of us playing against D-Hop and JJ Watt again. I've been getting the folks, trying to get them out of the division for years, and still got to play these folks. First
game one.
Game one. And Kyler Murray, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't really respect him as much as I probably should. Like, he got a nice arm. The boy can throw. He could definitely move around the pocket. He like do the little spin or whatever.
You know what? I actually understand exactly where you're coming from with that. I'm like in the same boat where it's like, we're not saying he's not good. Like he's very good, but it's like
he's not elite.
Yeah, it's like when you look across the landscape of the NFL, he's not one of those quarterbacks that you like. You know what? Goodness, Kyler Murray's coming in. What we gonna do, guys?
Right.
Because people give Lamar all types of problems, but Lamar ain't never had what Kyler has.
Exactly.
You can't even think of Lamar having a wide receiver close to what
I can't even think of Lamar having a wide receiver.
Some dude named Hollywood who still ain't no star yet. I don't even understand how he get a name like that. But I guess my two starting defense first, control Kyler Murray. Like, their running game is going to be what it is. I don't even know who their running backs are, but they find ways of getting their running backs out in space due to the fact that they have DeAndre Hopkins. You're not going to have nobody trying to press him. If you did, it's going to be two quarterbacks sitting right there on his hip like, all right, we both here together. We won. This is going to be a tripod today. Right. But I think that if we can control him, keep him in the pocket even, it's going to look a lot better because now you got him staring down the barrel of Jeffrey Simmons, who is going to push that pocket. And Kyler Murray led the league in batted down balls. Jeffrey Simmons led the league in batted down balls. So you're going to have a double-edged sword coming right down the middle majority of the game, as well as Denitro Autry, who is probably my favorite defensive acquisition this year. Like, that boy was a monster against us. That's how they beat us earlier that year. Like, I know everybody talking about DeForest Buckner and all that, but we saw what happened when Autry was gone. It was a whole different defense. So
they benefit everybody across their front benefited from all the dirty work that Dominique Autry did.
That one player, and it was night and day. Like they had no answer for Derek.
No.
So I feel like if we can control that pocket, get him just literally just stepping up back and forth. I like our odds. I mean, this is going to be one of those games where everybody's going to be complaining about the cornerbacks not pressing. Like, I mean, just get ready for it.
You know what?
I don't know.
Go ahead.
I think Jackrabbit, I think he pressing. I don't think he care with it.
I'm going to be honest with you. That's why we went out and got the corners that we got.
Right.
They're going to be physical. They're going to be physical.
Yeah.
You can bet that. They're going to be physical. And just me looking at it from the preseason, I didn't realize. I mean, let me phrase this a different way. I did, but it kind of was an afterthought. Our secondary is extremely fast this season.
Yes,
and it showed during the preseason.
Mm-hmm.
Practice too.
When you think about somebody like an Elijah Molden, that's almost like a Honey Badger 2.0.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're going to see him coming on blitzes, coming on. I mean, it's there. That's the one thing I think we're going to see differently this year about that Titans defense that we couldn't see last year because of the lack of communication, because of the dynamic. I think Shane Bourne is going to take the collars off the dogs.
Yes.
I think he's going to turn them loose.
Yes.
And I think we're going to see exotic pressures literally coming from every inch of that field.
Mm-hmm.
I wholeheartedly agree, because the story was in the preseason game against the Falcons how much they blitzed us, but nobody actually paid attention to how much we blitzed on third down. We got there. Like, we was hitting it almost every time. So I agree. And then just offense. I'm going to keep it really, really simple, because that's the one thing that I don't think needs to change. I know we got a new Todd Downing is new and all that. Don't reinvent the wheel. Run the ball. Just run the ball.
Run it down.
Keep it so simple, because though I respect Budda Baker, easily can be a top 5 safety, their cornerback's going to be exposed. So whatever, they don't have no answers out there just yet for neither one of our guys. So
yeah,
but still, there's J.J. Watt, yes. Chandler Jones, yes. But even those guys get tired at the end of the game tackling Derrick Henry. Like, so if he gets 22 touches in the game, I'm happy. And I promise you, after those 22 touches, fourth quarter, Derrick Henry time. Just run the ball.
Yep.
And I'm glad you said that, because I think this is just me, just kind of hold over, and maybe I'm living in the moment of the preseason. I think Derrick, and I don't think he's going to get 22 touches out the gate game one, because it's a 17-game season this year. And history shows that we kind of work him into the season to keep him fresher, down the road. I think we're going to have a Mekhi Sargent breakout game.
Really?
I think, because he showed something in the preseason that we have been searching for the last 3 to 4 years, and that is a running mate with Derrick Henry.
Yes.
He was decisive. He ran with great patience, and when he decided he was going to hit it, he ran with violence.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I liked it. I liked him a lot. He was my number 2 back out of everybody. I know they want Evans to be the guy.
Keep getting hurt.
Yes, he can't stay healthy to save his life, and he's now like on shows and like I appreciate him supporting content creators and everything, but you gotta also still be on the field, bro.
Yeah.
Like
your best ability is your availability.
Exactly.
Yep.
So I really think, like I said, Mekhi Sargent this is going to be one of those games where you can see it's going to be an unsung hero from somewhere.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And just real quick, just touch on your point even more. Throughout history as the Titans, we've always had when our running backs are at their peak, they always have a great running mate. Like when for instance, the year we should have gotten LeGarrette Blount, that was probably the last opportunity I remember us having a good backup running back, and we just let him go. So I was hoping that wasn't going to happen this time. And we did keep Mekhi Sargent.
We were absolutely the year we had LeGarrette Blount in preseason. Do you know how loaded we were in the backfield that year?
It was rough.
I mean, we had guys. I mean, we had the kid Stephon. I can't think of his name from USC. That had the freak weight injury that crushed his almost crushed his windpipe. He was like the top running back at USC. Who else do we have? Like, we had like 3 or 4 guys that you could look. I think we had just acquired Sean Green.
Yep.
Like,
but,
you.
Sean Green.
Yep. But the best running back on this team during preseason,
Stephon
Stephon Smith.
Smith.
Johnson. Stephon Johnson.
Yes.
Stephon Johnson. That's his name. Yep. Like, we had guys that literally that were you. I mean, that could have been high draft picks because of their high production in college. And it was like, man, look, I don't know what we're gonna do with all these guys. And I think they put Stephon Johnson on the IR because of the weight room incident. And then they released LeGarrette Blount, and then we looked up and Sean Green was a dud. And I was like,
yeah, that's what.
Exactly.
Yeah, remember LeGarrette Blount? He won drafted really because of that punch in the bowl game. If he never knocked dude out, he's like
he would have been drafted. I feel like
third round pick.
LeGarrette Blount. Fun fact: another Mississippi JUCO player. Man, Mississippi JUCOs are the best JUCOs in the United States.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
Last chance, you definitely showed it.
And right now they're catching all the smoke. Everybody has kind of caught them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's major here now.
I know Northwest used to be real good up here.
They won that championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
There's no used to be real good.
I said last year, dang.
Right.
I didn't start paying attention. That's why I used to look. Dang, boy. But my keys to winning. First up, I start with defense. Like I actually agree with Dom. Same thing. Containing Kyler Murray. I know. I ain't gonna say Janoris because he wants to call him Jack Rabbit. Jack Rabbit Jenkins did well last time he covered D Hop when he was in New Orleans last year. So I'm hoping he can just, like Coach said, man, just control him. Like, you ain't about to stop him.
Just make him work for it.
You're not about to shut him down. Now we can't forget. I know AJ Green ain't the same, but he's still him as number 2 option. Do scare me some. So that's still a big body receiver out there. They got him. They got Christian Kirk. They drafted another fast guy. I know they still got Isabel as well. Rondale Moore. Yep. So they got a couple fast speed guys in the slot. So Elijah Molden need to be ready. Caleb Farley, when you get in there, you got to be ready. So that's my main thing on defense. I'm not going to say get sacks because Kyler Murray is one of those quarterbacks, little munchkin back there who can kind of duck under you, probably go under your legs and run under you. So you got to just contain them.
You know what? Don brought up a great point earlier about the batted ball stat. Kyler is one of those quarterbacks you may not necessarily get the sack, but move him off the spot.
Exactly.
And I think that's what we're going to see Sunday. You're going to see Shane Bowen go after him and move him off his spot.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly the way to go. And as for offense, same thing we did last year. Man, run the ball, play action. Straight up. I don't trust their corners. Their corners don't. Arizona corners. Can't even name who won their corner. Sorry, I know Pat Peterson is gone to Minnesota.
Well, we knew one, but he decided he doesn't want it anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And prayers out to Malcolm Butler. I know he's going through some personal things. Yeah. So prayers out to him. We do wish we could have been going against him, but prayers out to him.
What happened?
He had specified
wherever his personal issues are, they had him basically mulling retirement, and he eventually they put him on the reserve retire list.
Right.
So I don't know what the issue is. I know some guys that know him. You know what I mean? I probably if I dug deep enough, I probably could find out. But that's one of those things I don't even want to know. You know what I mean?
Right.
You want to respect somebody's privacy. You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? That's definitely like P said, man. I just really just want to, send prayers up for him and uplift him and hope that wherever he's going through, then that storm ends pretty soon.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, offense, run the ball. One thing that helped those pass rushers not get to the quarterback is running the ball.
Definitely.
So, running ball, running with Derrick Henry, save him some, put Mekhi Sargent in there. And, hey, we got Julio Jones. We got A.J. Brown. When you play action, you got some more people you got to worry about out there that's going to choke them like Derrick Henry will. So
I'm going to go off the beaten path here a little bit, too. I'm giving an additional key. I'm giving we have to convert when we're in the red zone, i.e., Sam Ficken has to make kicks.
Let's go, Ficken, make the Ficken kick.
Ficken, yes, like Titans special teams, the last 2 or 3 seasons,
2 years for sure,
2 years for certain, have been such a roller coaster ride. I just want a normal game from Titans special teams. Please, God, like I'm begging whoever is in charge. I can't even remember his name at the moment, but please, this year.
Craig Ockman, I think.
That's who it is, Craig Ockman. Please. All right. Titans special teams are the bane of my existence. They are literally the bane of my existence, man. And I'm sick of it. Please, just one. We can never get 2 things that match with Titans special teams.
It's funny you say that because I was actually going with hey, special teams is self-explanatory. Do better. I'm hoping they got players that they want to fit. Cause I know when Mike Mularkey was the coach, John Robinson put an emphasis on special teams being good. He signed players for special teams. So it feel like they did that this offseason again after the last 2 years kind of slipping. So hopefully.
And I think that's what a majority of their signings this offseason were about. Because when you look back and look at some of their early free agency additions, they were special team guys like Fred Brown.
Yes.
Another Jackson, Mississippi native. Racy McMath. It wasn't drafted because of his ability to play wide receiver, which, I mean, he's raw. And once again, I'm an LSU fan, so I know that he can be but he was drafted because of his prowess as a special team guy, because that's all he did. He was a star at LSU on special teams. Like, that's what they went and got. They went and got a lot of guys that could help out in special teams, because let's just be real. Over the last 2 seasons, a lot of the games, the majority of the games that we lost, you can literally point the finger at special teams.
Yep, the Colts game. Back to the Colts game.
And just to piggyback off of that even more, think about when we went to AFC championships and how many games throughout not just playoffs, but throughout the year where it was special teams that won it for us. Like Dane Cruikshank is still on this team due to that season alone.
Special teams.
Like, I don't think if he had that season, he wouldn't be on this team.
I'm with you on that.
What's the guy that had the block kick against Kansas City? I was at that game. Joshua something.
Jace Kalu. Yeah.
Josh Kalu.
Yep.
Yes.
He actually blocked 2 that year, because he blocked the Indy too.
Yep, the Colts.
Yep. And so you got guys that we brought in now, even guys who produce in preseason like Ola Adenayi.
The pass rusher.
That dude is a real good special teams guy, and you know what? Just so happened he's good on defense too. So there you go.
Look, last week I think we brought back Nate Zupner. And everybody's like, "Who?" Look,
special teams,
special team ace.
It is his only job.
Yes, that is his ace.
That is your only job. And to be honest with you, that's how we ended up with Chester Rogers. Now, Chester Rogers has been a pleasant surprise, but Chester Rogers was brought in to be a punt returner, a special teams guy, and we're just getting icing on the cake. You know what I mean? With his ability at the receiver position.
Yeah. I knew he made the team on that first punt return, that first preseason game against the Falcons. I was like, he on the team. Yeah. We had one.
Look, I knew he made the team on day 2. I think Titans media put out some clips from practice, and he was cooking every DB we had on the roster. And I was like, oh my goodness. I don't know if he's this good or our DBs are this bad, but I'm worried right now. He was cooking everybody.
And just to serve how important special teams is, Matthew Slater for the New England Patriots. I remember I saw him as a captain one time, and I was like, who is he? This man has literally made a career with the Patriots since 2008 as a captain on special teams.
Yeah.
13 years in the league, special teams. I played receiver barely a little bit.
He actually could be a Hall of Fame candidate.
Really?
Based off of his special teams stats. Like literally, Hall of Fame. I saw the comment. Morgan Cox. Like, we went out and we fired our strong snapper for like 13 seasons.
Bro, he's been a long time. Bo Brinkley had been there forever. I think Bo Brinkley probably snapped for Rob Baronis, man. And he did.
And it took one bad snap and him getting Brett Kern hit and hurt. And John Robbins was like, you know what? Out of there.
Well, actually, they kind of threw Bo under the bus
because
they said that like it wasn't just that one bad. Like they said that they kind of blamed him for all the kicking
for
problems.
the kicks.
Hey, Gostkowski said it in a roundabout way, like the holders, they're used to it being this way, and just throwing my timing off. And I was like, they framed it up so well that I was like, you know what? It may be something to this.
Right.
Then when they got a new long snapper, all of a sudden the misses went away. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And both
ain't me.
It worked at the end. Like, it definitely worked towards the end of the season. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Somehow it worked on 50-plus yarders as well throughout the season for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He made 50-plus yarders. We couldn't make stuff aside.
I'll never understand it. But I will say that once we made the change, that Gostkowski did look like a different kicker. Mm-hmm. He completely like a different kicker. He looked more confident.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because one thing about it, like you could tell when something's not going right, and it's not necessarily the kicks. Because every Gostkowski miss, he would always look back down at the ground like something was going on there.
Yeah.
And you just knew something was off.
That's what I'm about to say. 2020.
He
been here since his first year with the Titans. Yep. Ryan
I was just throwing it out there and look here. I was just throwing something in there. You guys saw something. What's funny is I play Madden. I used to see Bo Brinkley every year. I used to cut him because Madden, he was like a 40. He was like a tight end number 40. I was like, who is this? Cut. Hey, he was a tight end that didn't have any gloves on in the game, man. He's the first cut. You gotta get out of here.
At 40. I was like, what are you doing on my roster?
Look, I need that little $500,000 of cap space. Get out of here.
Man, real? Like for real. That's a signing bonus. Give me that.
You're right. I keep getting it.
But video games, you don't need anybody can long snap, but it's gonna be the same.
Right. My starting center is my long snapper. I'm good.
Hey, I always just go put a tight end at long snapper, man. The game didn't know any better.
They really did. I mean, they still gonna snap the same way.
I didn't think about that. I'm gonna use that.
Hey, because he has to run down the field and cover.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I put speed at the long snap, man. I'm gonna get the fastest tight end I got. Hey, you get right smart. Here. You go.
Man, that's smart. I'm great. Make note of that.
Wow. So let's move on. This is week 1. Got a plethora of NFL games. I mean, of course, start tomorrow. Dallas and Tampa Bay. You keep going. Philly, Atlanta, Pittsburgh, Buffalo. Wow, that's a really good one. What's other good one? Seattle and Indianapolis. Who else? You got Baltimore and Vegas, Green Bay, New Orleans, Chicago, LA, Denver, New York Giants, Miami, New England Patriots, Cleveland, and Kansas City. I mean, just any game. What show? Week 1. Week 1. Bold prediction throughout the league.
I got one for you. Watch this. Watch when I say this. Watch Dom's eyebrows, man. They may burn off his head, man.
Oh man.
Hey, watch this. The Baltimore Ravens find a legitimate number 1 wide receiver.
Too bad. Rashad Bateman hurt. Rashad
In my
Bateman
mind,
hurt.
I'm like, who?
Rashad Bateman out for about a month.
Yeah.
Hey, you said bold. I'm going bold.
Okay.
I know Sammy Watkins. Out there.
Yeah. You said bold. I'm going bold.
That's a bold one.
He
out there, but is he really though?
Hey man, we're talking about the same guy that almost retired.
He do stay hurt.
Sammy said, "You know what? I might hang this up. Yeah, I can't.
Crazy.
I'll take one more check."
You know what's so crazy? Before we got Julio, Titans fans was trying to talk themselves to Sammy Watkins. I'm like,
that was
drove me nuts.
Only gonna play 5 games.
Drove me nuts. Like, why would we?
First of all, he and Rob Moore, before the Titans signed Sammy Watkins, they were going to get in the ring and square up. That was the only way that was going to happen.
Yes.
Like, we wanted to put boxing gloves on and hash this out.
Yep.
That was the only way we were signing. We weren't going to sign.
Right. That is a problem because I got the Texans going 0-17.
Now, you know what?
It's not that bold because Jaguars don't expect to be good. So
no, like I actually think Urban Meyer out of his element. Like I think he need to go back to college because until he actually proved to me that he can handle this league, I don't know. Because I'll tell you this. Though David Cullins has never been a head coach in this league, he has been in this league. The players have his trust. And I think they might win 6 games this year. It better not be against the Titans. I swear to God, it better not be. 6 games. 6-11. 6 of them things. Look at their schedule.
That's
look at their schedule.
Man, look at their schedule.
I ain't gotta look at their schedule. I can look at them.
Look at their team.
They got like 3 starting running backs on their team. They can at least run the ball.
Hey, I ain't gotta look at the schedule. I can look at them.
I'm hoping our guy Anthony Miller can do something and revive his career some way out there.
Yes.
But I don't know.
And who's the other wide receiver? Is it still
Brandon Cooks?
Yep, like Jazz. I can see that. Jazz beat the Colts first game of the season last year and lost the race. I can see that.
And that's one thing about Brandon Cooks. He's what 5 years, 1,000 yards. Like
he gonna get 1,000 yards.
It don't even matter. Garbage time, play
that's
time.
That's
whatever.
if you don't touch him now, because Brandon Cooks is a concussion candidate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, he is one of those. He's like, what's the receiver that used to play for the Colts, man, with Peyton? Used to have
I was about to say Brandon Stokely.
Is it Pierre Garçon?
Pierre, that Garçon. Austin Collie.
Yes.
Like it was concussion after concussion after concussion for him. And Brandon Cooks is the same way.
Yep.
Is every time you look up, he has a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just know Anthony Miller better eat.
And I think Brandon Cooks is going to struggle now. Do I still think he's going to get his 1,000? Yes. But it's not going to come as easy because he's not going to have Will Fuller this year, and which he didn't have Will Fuller much last year.
He got suspended.
Right.
Another injury prone player.
You get where I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Who's like more injury prone? Will Fuller, Brandon Cooks, or Deshaun Jackson?
That's a good man.
Deshaun Jackson give you like 2 great games, then be out the rest of the year.
You know what? No, man. No, I still gotta go Sammy Watkins. That boy hamstrings made of oodles and noodles or something. His hamstrings is made of little strings that hang from the bottom of the jeans. Like, I'm sorry. I have never seen somebody who been in the league for 10 years and have hamstrings from the first season to the last season and still be an issue out 4 or 5 games a season. Guaranteed. Off a hamstring.
See, I actually know from off because I was trying to do the short, fast receivers, but that's good.
I gotta go Sammy, man. Sammy hamstring.
Hey, man. You know who's headed down, Sammy, that same path?
Who?
And I hate to take a shot. Corey Davis, man.
Yep.
Corey Davis. And that hamstring. Corey Davis got hamstrings made out of, I don't know what his made out of, man. Like his is like that cheap toilet paper you get in public restrooms.
Hey,
it's not even. I didn't even get a double layer. You gotta wrap it. You gotta wrap your hand 3 or 4 times to make sure. Make sure it go through, man. That's Corey Davis's hamstrings, man.
Oh man.
Hey. I don't need y'all to clock out.
Oh man!
You knew this was going to happen. You knew you shouldn't have put me and Dom on the show.
Right. It was bound to happen. It was bound to happen.
I tried to control myself.
Yeah,
you knew it was coming.
Oh, my jaw's hurting.
That's why I never log in. That's why I always just watch the streams, and I'm never on the show because you know that you can't control me. I say what you think.
No, we need that.
Yeah. That makes the best television, I promise. My bold prediction. Y'all ready for this? This is probably words that we haven't heard in maybe 20-something years. But week 1, Patriots getting exposed. They gonna get exposed.
Like they gonna get beat down, or it's just gonna be like a close loss.
I think Miami is about to introduce the world to who Mac Jones really is. I don't know where all this newfound faith in Alabama quarterbacks came from and who made these people. But
Miami got their own Alabama quarterback.
But that Miami defense ain't nothing to play about.
They ain't.
And I don't know if anybody has seen that Patriot offensive line yet. But they ain't got no quarterback that can play behind Paper McShay offensive line no more. And they ain't got no starting wide receiver that's going to light up the top. That running back they got in the preseason, I like that boy. But guess what?
You got to think about Dwayne Harris is back too.
Online.
Or Damien Harris, wherever
Damien
Harris, yes. They have, on paper, some nice pieces. But Shanu might be gone after the first quarter.
Yep.
Hunter Henry's going to disappear into the third quarter.
He's already out.
Right. I don't know.
He's already out right now.
Like, raise your hand if you ever been mad at Hunter Henry on your fantasy football team.
Yeah, man, it's like the ultimate
I've never
guy.
him because he's never played a game.
He's
like
crazy.
Every time I even think to draft him, it's like that big red American Red Cross symbol next to his name, that big plus. Yeah, I'm like, I'm good.
You know who remind me of? You remember? And it's different. It's different reasons for this. So Hunter Henry, when he play, he giving you 150 yards, right?
Oh yeah,
but he ready to play. Justin Blackman was the same way. That man came in, had 200 yards receiving.
Right.
Suspended 5 games.
All in one game.
Go, like all that telling, like, bro, where you at? Like,
they be suspended 5 games. I'm like, bro, come on.
Hey man, Justin couldn't put that bottle down, but that's crazy. That man couldn't put that bottle down. I just said somebody probably had to check his Gatorade bottle, man.
Right, because you know it was in there.
Right. He was worse than Josh. He was worse than what's my guy, Josh Gordon, man. He was.
It had to be the lean. He had to be drinking lean. Like I bet money.
It had to, man. Because let me tell you something. I think we've all had that conversation with ourselves the next morning. I'm never drinking again. And,
yes.
And while most of the world is like, you know what, I'm never drinking again. Justin Blackman was like, hold my beer.
Right. He's like, hold on. I move like this when I drink this. Oh man, forget the game. I already got the money. Like, let me just go out here with the little Gatorade bottle, just squeezing it in and just like, what am I coming at this time?
I guarantee you Justin Blackman was one of those cats that was walking around with the lean in the baby bottle. Yes. I guarantee you, man. I guarantee you he had the baby bottle.
I agree. But yeah, like Patriots, man, like it of course, that's why these are bold predictions. Mac Jones will prove me wrong. I'll be okay with that. Like, cool, he's a decent quarterback, cool. But the only reason, and I'm saying this, the only reason why the Patriots are getting so much love is because they're the Patriots. Now, if you take the same team, slap the Jaguars on that team real quick and tell me if you don't think they are a 4-win team. Come on, man. Like, they getting so much love because they the Patriots and Bill Belichick.
Hey, man.
It's still better though.
And if we took the Patriots logo off and put the Jaguars logo on right now, man, we are already doing mock drafts with the number one overall draft again.
Exactly.
Hey, I tell you this though, don't sleep on the Patriots defense now.
Yeah, but
The
they offense.
Oh no, wait a minute. Said, don't sleep on the Patriots defense.
It's gonna be a defensive game. It's gonna be a defensive game. So I'm trying to
They
say.
might be asleep. What do you mean?
Nah, they gonna put the defensive players on the offense. That's what's gonna happen.
Hey, look, they're gonna take a page out of Mike Vrabel's book, man. You're gonna see 50s and 60s lined all up at tight end.
Right, because they definitely ain't gonna have two of them after the first 5 minutes of the game.
Right. And we already know John. Look, I love Johnny. Don't get me wrong. I'm a Johnny fan, but we all know Johnny was not durable.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's why I'm paying. That's why I'm paying him. How much he got? 15. How much you got? 11.
Something like
15,
that.
Somewhere.
He wasn't.
More than $1 was too much for me.
He wasn't getting over 7 for me.
Like, it was too much. Like for like once again, your best ability is your availability, and every time you look up, he was like when it mattered the most. You know what? He might have Corey Davis hamstrings too. He actually might have some Corey Davis.
Hacky.
Yeah. I mean, all types of injuries that man has been through. Like, but you know what? And Coach, you know this. Obviously, Shockey, you know this too. If you don't take care of your body, especially when you get up there in age, all of a sudden it's like when you don't twist that nut on the wheel and you just start shaking while you driving like that.
Hey, man. It's funny you say that because I've been rubbing my knees for the last 15 minutes.
Okay, practice.
Hey man, I've been rubbing my knee for the last 15 minutes. Doc told me it's time for another injection in mine, baby.
Oh man,
I need an oil change in my knee.
Dang. So
I'm sorry, I'm behave.
Y'all ready for the boldest predictions?
All right, man. Give it to us. I'm ready.
Man, I know you got the first game tomorrow. Everybody picking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win. I got the Cowboys.
That's not bold.
To pull out the upset.
That's crazy. You teetered
I
on
don't think
the
it's
line
crazy.
you teetered on the line of being out there with that one.
I'm actually concerned for you right now. Like P, are you in danger right now? Blink twice if you need help. If you need me to send help. Is somebody holding a gun to your head right now? Please.
He needs some milk.
Y'all gonna call me crazy.
Look, somebody is definitely off camera right now, pointing the gun at him. P, just blink twice if you want me to send the police.
I got it. I know what it is.
Hey, Ryan, man, it's bold, man.
I know what it is. He's a married man now. You know, you got to make certain sacrifices.
Yeah.
He's a married man now.
She don't care about no Cowboys.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, she got to be a Cowboys fan, so you know, happy wife, happy life. I see you what you doing there.
She don't care about no Cowboys fan.
Let me tell you something, man. My wife is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So scene.
Yeah. I have to act like I like them, even when they're playing tight. It's like yeah.
We're gonna beat that time.
That Ben Roethlisberger, he's something nice. He's something.
You got to drop the line somewhere.
Man.
Yes, you know he might take it, baby. Yeah, you know. You know what? You're right. You know, she was like, you know, all he does is win. I'm like, yeah, you're right, baby. He just doesn't take no for an answer.
No. Can't let that one go.
I'm sorry.
Can't let that one go. Can't let that one go.
I said I was gonna behave. I'm sorry.
We cannot let that one go because you know facts are facts.
I'm sorry.
Facts are facts.
Oh man. All right, man. That was That was hilarious.
But the Cowboys, though? Hold on. No. We ain't going to sleep that on the rug. No, the Cowboys, though?
Yeah, the Cowboys, man.
What is...
Yeah, the Cowboys, though. Yeah, I'm gonna pick them for a week one upset, man.
This is why.
That don't mean they're gonna beat them in the playoffs. It's just the regular season game.
You know what? I'll give you this. If the Cowboys win, Tom Brady is gonna fire somebody on that offense.
Yeah.
It's not Antonio Brown because apparently they roommates or something. But somebody's definitely getting fired.
Gonna be running the running backs.
Somebody's getting fired. You better believe that.
Hey, let Keyshawn Vaughn go. Like, he could be on my practice squad any day.
Blame Leonard Fournette for everything.
Oh, God.
Right. I mean, that's what they love to do that.
Blame him for everything.
Leonard Fournette fumbling on the 2-yard line. Cowboys win the game. Oh, man.
Right. Blame him for everything. Everything's Leonard Fournette's fault. When he got drafted at number 4 overall by the Jaguars, I said, "Yep, that's the end of his career. That is the end of his career." Like from that point there, everything was his fault. Everything that was wrong with the Jaguars organization was Leonard Fournette's fault.
It was crazy.
You would think that they wouldn't draft him that high based off of how he treated his last college season. Like. I don't get me wrong. It was smart.
He paved the way for that too. He started.
It was smart. But if you think about it, I feel like his career was going like this, and once he sat down, it just flatlined, just like that. Not flatline, but that was it. Yeah,
not here because he still when he got Super Bowl and everything. So.
I think it's a little bit. I think of Leonard Fournette a little bit differently. I think. It's not so much that how he treated that last because he was banged up that last season in Baton Rouge. He was banged up a lot because he was getting almost 30 carries a game. They were
overusing him.
Yeah, Les was gonna run him into the ground. I think Leonard Fournette is the classic case of a player that plateaued, that peaked way too early. He peaked in high school.
Yep, he was.
He was a guy that in high school, he didn't belong there. Yeah. And once he got to college, while he was good, it was, he never flashed that same ability that he flashed, in high school. It's like he plateaued and he never got better.
He never got a break.
Yeah,
you could look at Derrick Henry's high school stats and say the same thing, but he got to Alabama, he had to be a backup. He got the Tennessee Titans, he had to be a backup before.
Very true.
Exactly.
Before that was always started. He got to Jacksonville, number 1.
Yeah,
LSU, number 1.
Way too early. And like I said, it's just even now, with Derrick Henry, like you said, Derrick Henry got to Alabama, had to be a backup, and then Derrick Henry's first season as a starter was okay, and then that Heisman season, you're like, whoa. Right. Same thing with Derrick Henry when he got to Tennessee. It's he got there and it's like he's struggling, and then and now he's right. Leonard Fournette literally has been this same guy since his freshman year at LSU. Still good, and I think he's still a good player in the league. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
that's a great point.
I agree.
Yep.
He's definitely a Jamal Lewis.
And just to even think about it, a lot of offensive linemen since he's been in the league are pass protectors.
That's it.
Yep.
You're not even getting maulers. That's
what
come to the Titans. I like our offensive line because we got Ben Jones. I'm like, who is this dude? And then I watched him play.
I knew he was good.
That man snapped that ball and hit dude. It was like a defensive tackle. I don't know who it was, but defensive tackle shaved right over the guard. He snapped that ball and laid that boy out. And I was like, that's my.
Let me tell you something. I knew that we had ourselves something when we went to Kansas City a few years ago when it was in regular season. It was frozen.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It was 0 degrees at kickoff, and Ben Jones is out there walking around barefoot and
barefooted. Yeah,
crazy.
I knew then. I said, "Oh yeah, we got ourselves something, baby. Pay him all the money. Don't ever let him leave. I don't care. Don't ever let him leave."
Extend them right now, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Please do. He
I
got
think
2 or 3 more in him.
Yeah, we had ourselves something in, buddy.
Yeah. So I mean, you got teams that are built for playoff success, and the Jaguars have never been able to do that. Like if you think about that one year where they took off and they were like Saxonville and all that stuff.
They spent $150 million on defense.
Yep.
And had Blake Bortles handing off the Leonard Fournette.
Right.
And they extended that same Blake Bortles, and that took them out.
Like they really spent all the money on the defense. Defense held their part. And had that offense did remotely half of their job, they probably would. Yeah. I mean, Blake Bortles. We've seen him enough. We know what Blake Bortles do.
Yep. All right, man. That was a great episode. We got one last comment from Ryan. 2016 game. I remember that. The sucker kick. Yes, sir. I was celebrating. We're running around the living room.
Ball was like a rock, but he still went through the upright stone.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. Folks don't remember, like, and true Titans fans remember, like, that's the game where Andy Reid actually tried to freeze him. Yep. And he missed the first.
He missed it.
Yes.
And I was like, now actually he missed it. I was like, he probably gonna make the second one since he missed it.
No. But this is the thing. This is when I knew me as and you know, you're supposed to have faith and all that. He missed the first kick and it was like 10 yards short.
Terrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
Yes.
So they showed, you know, he put the camera on. He reaches down and ties that high top cleat that he had, and he was cutting circulation off in that foot. And I was like, man, as tight as he's tying his cleat right now, man, he about to hit the Charlie Brown, man. He about to hit the Charlie Brown. I know he finna miss this ball.
Now,
you know what? I remember that game, and because that year I was actually watching that game in Vegas. Me and homie Darius watching the game in Vegas, and for the majority of that game, it's Kansas City fans all over the place. They killing us, just all up in here. But that fourth quarter and coming back,
baby,
you couldn't tell me nothing. Like we could have missed that kick, and I still would have been talking smack. But I don't know. Like I knew he was gonna hit it. Like I had no doubt about it. Now, of course, when he missed that first one, I was like, man, I swear to God, boy.
I just
shaking
like a stripper. Like you bet, boy, if you miss this kick, boy.
Tighten up.
Right. He missed the first. This month.
I had belief because he did miss the first. I know it was bad, but normally when you make that kick, you missing it.
Well, see, this is the thing, and I kind of, me, I'm always looking at it from a coach standpoint, right? I'm looking at a frozen, game, a game where it's freezing cold. That ball is as heavy as a bowling ball. It probably felt like one kicking it. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at him miss well short. I'm like, oh God. Hey, just put the offense back on the field. Throw one to the end zone. Just throw one to the end zone.
Mario could have got it there.
Was it 51 yards?
Yeah, it was something like that. And it barely got there.
And keep in mind, the whole season he was not attempting 50 yarders.
No.
Like the whole season. Now he was great beyond 50, but man, I couldn't see him hitting 51. And then that game happened the way it was. I was like, man, I might actually hit this 51 yard. And we going drinking on the strip. Like, forget what y'all. We got the jersey on and everything.
Yeah, you can catch all this. I'm like, y'all gonna have to. I'm in here for the rest of the night.
Walking in the malls, all over the place, just screaming. Everybody, good guys. They're like, yeah, like just.
I'm on top of it. Look, I'd have been on top of the fountain at Caesars. Hey, the Bellagio, the little fountain. Yeah, I'm out there, baby. Yeah, I'm here, baby.
We here. Like, it was a scene.
Yeah, I'd have ended up in jail that night.
Man.
I'd have been in handcuffs at some point.
Yeah, we're like the crazy fans like Philly after they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'd have been, you know what? I'd have been like Kevin Hart.
Put that
Yes.
I'd have been like Kevin Hart.
That was the funniest thing I ever seen. But give me that. Like
this fool tried to walk on stage. That'd have been me. And I'm telling you right now, if the Titans make the Super Bowl and win it,
it's going down in Nashville.
I gotta be somewhere.
I'm telling you right now. Hey, let's go ahead and start the GoFundMe for my bail money right now.
Going to jail.
If the Titans win the Super Bowl, I'm going to jail.
The bold prediction right there. Oh, man.
Right.
Why you get ready this up?
Whose side you on, bro?
All right, guys. Show's over. Guys, all right.
It's been real.
All right, guys. Show's over.
He said, I'm going to head out.
Right.
All right, man. That was a great show, man. Appreciate Ryan for tuning in. Definitely get him on soon, too. You know, he lives in the Memphis area as well. So, appreciate y'all coming on. Yes, sir, man. Man. All good, bro. All good. But
this was good, man. We definitely got to come back, man. Because I don't think I've laughed this hard in a while, man. Especially when just sitting around shooting the breeze. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, man. I agree. But we both knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
We all knew.
Hey, and look,
I had to get y'all on.
I kept it PG for the audience, man. Look, I was trying to behave. I don't know. I may not be so lucky next time, man. I may mess around and get like Buck Rising after a while, man. Start cussing everybody out.
Yes, I just watched that episode today. I'm like, look at Buck letting the F words fly.
Hey, Buck cuss everybody out. He don't care nothing about it, man.
No,
man. FCC this.
Man. But y'all will catch up with us. Follow us on our social media pages. Y'all see them on the screen. Me at the one _ P Shark. Dom at Dom Diddy 90 and Coach Bourne at Coach _ Bourne. Also follow up y'all tighten up and fill out those bandwagon application that I got on there.
Yeah, we're still taking it, baby.
Limited time though, because y'all running.
Hey, we treating y'all like fantasy football, baby. 5 minutes before kickoff, we locking you out there, baby.
Right.
Literally.
We locking it over. 5 minutes before kickoff, we locking the door, baby.
Do not miss this train because once it sets off, and we'll hear you. You at the station still, buddy.
What's up?
We got to get together, man, and hit a game too, man. We got to do a live. You know, on
podcast
set,
at the game.
Yeah, man. We got.
He definitely gonna pull it off.
We got to make this happen. I think that would be a epic show there, man.
So, you know,
I'll be down for sure because
there's
so much stuff to do in Nashville, even like for the games and stuff. So we could do a show, go out, whatever.
Definitely. I love Nashville. I've been to Nashville 3 or 4 times, man. Every time I've loved it. You know, it's a great city. So. Definitely, we gotta make that happen.
For sure. But till next time, y'all know what it is. Let's tighten up.